one of the things that makes Batman so cool is all the resources that he has, and now that he doesn't really have any resources at all.
At the end of it, he's driving like a big rig. Fuck, all right, I'm driving a truck now. Fuck.
He can't take his cowl off. So he's like, that is crazy.
That's really funny.
How do you drive down a country road and hope a motherfucker coming in the opposite direction is like, who's that nigga in that cape?
Grown-up, human, comic, people! Grown-up, human, comic,
people! Welcome to Grown-Up Human Comic People.
We're back.
We're back. Yeah. The website's not quite finished yet, so we're not really back, but we're getting there. We're almost back. Well, yeah, we'll get there.
We haven't all recorded together for
we have
a while,
a bunch of shit. Yeah. We're all everybody's here. And we have extras. So all right, well, we'll start off. We'll introduce everybody. To my left, we've got Dan.
Hi. Find me at the shop.
There you go. We have a special guest from Drinking Partners on Epicast, where we currently are now. Also, Dave Bracey.
Dave Bracey, a.k.a. Purple Shit, was good.
I'm sorry. Say what up to the people.
What up, people?
Next today, we got Big Dick B.
Hey, it's Greg. Everybody knows that's me.
After that, we got the Shredder. We got fucking J-Man.
I was going to be Onion Turtle.
Oh, Onion Turtle. Sorry, Onion Turtle.
Thank you.
Yeah, Onion Turtle. Becky, which one are you?
I'm Party Wiener.
Oh, we have Party Wiener after that. And Dan, you don't have... You want to be... I'm 3 floor shit. You want to just be floor shit? Regular floor shit?
Floor shit?
Yeah.
I want to be at your mom's house making pancakes. That's what I want to be. I mean, not yours, the royal yours. The royal you.
Right, of course, yeah. Just anybody.
Much love, Gal.
My mom's very nice, yeah.
She's a great lady.
Yeah.
I won't make pancakes at her house.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah.
So we're Grown Up Human Comic People. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Grown Up Humans, and on YouTube, iTunes, Player FM, Tumblr, and Facebook at Grown Up Human Comic People. And now you can go to grownuphumans.com because we have a website up, and it's fucking awesome.
Yay.
So you can go. We're going to have the all the books that we're talking about every week on there. So you can go on there and check it out. And so that's after that. Anybody want to plug anything? Dan?
Well, of course, Southside Comics, where we are right now, recording in the new spot, 1931, officially set up. So come down, check it out if you haven't been here yet. It's a lot more spacious than the other place, so I'm enjoying the new digs.
Yeah, we have there's so much room for activities in here.
Yeah, we're not just crammed together. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I could do 7 cartwheels straight.
Yeah.
You could.
From wall to door.
Yeah, and we actually have room to walk around each other and go to the bathroom while we're doing the podcast.
Right.
Instead of squeezing by everybody and getting butts in our faces.
Yeah. That's cool. I miss certain things about the other place, but I was just back down there picking up the chairs. I was like, I'm so glad to be out of here.
Yeah. So we've all got our whiskey drinks in front of us. We may or may not have indulged in other things as well, but so we're all going to have a good time.
Having a good time for about 20 minutes.
Right. Good. Check out Radical Trivia around town. Go to radicaltrivia.com if you want to get some fucking awesome trivia. And I'll see me or any of my people will yell at you and swear at you and make you feel stupid as fuck. So.
Oh, and go to metamash.org.
Right. Monkey, shout out to Monkey right behind me.
Deductible donations.
Yeah.
We're going to start a GoFundMe for Dormont?
Yeah.
Dormont. Thank you. We're going to put a community wireless network in Dormont, and we're really excited about that. It's the first one that we're actually going to crowdfund.
We're the official
internet. The official internet explorer.
Nobody can hear you.
No one can hear you.
Nobody can hear you.
MetaMesh is the official internet supplier right now of Grown Up Human Comic People.
There you go.
Anybody any plugs? Also, listen to Drinking Partners on Epicast.
Yeah, listen to Drinking Partners on Epicast.
Yeah,
It's,
we're currently cross-casting right the fuck now.
word. Yeah, I mean, go on to epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn, and also Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll say one more thing. I was a guest on another podcast, another comic podcast.
Oh, really?
And he gave us a shout out. If you look
cool.
on so Bride Guy and his Super Friends, I was on the Stranger Things episode.
Oh, nice.
Which was a lot of fun to record. And they gave us a shout out on their website.
Greg's
Cool.
jealous.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, they're great. You can find them on the same places that you can find us: iTunes, Libsyn, all those places.
What is it again? Say it one more
Bride
time.
Guy and his Super Friends.
Bride Guy and his
Okay.
super friends.
Check
All
it
right,
out.
cool. I'll check it out. Yeah.
One more thing to listen to. Listen to Midnight Rose.
Yep.
If you if you've got friends, you want to throw a party, throw a rager, throw a basement party, have us come on over, rock your butts for 3 hours, and
I rock butts, dude.
yeah,
My butt now. Hashtag my butt now.
Yeah.
That
should
was
be our
the
next
previous
shirt.
episode was a thing. So, all right. Yeah. So let's go shop talk. Dan, what's going on?
I mean, I kind of already said store move.
Great storm.
It's a new
You
shop.
know,
All right.
It's a new shop.
shop.
It's cool. DC Rebirth is kicking ass. It's pretty good.
It's Batman Day today.
Today is Batman Day. Special thanks to everybody that came out. It was a big success. A lot of people came out, celebrated our favorite detective. Yeah, Civil War II for Marvel. It's coming out next week, so it'll be.
Didn't they
available.
push that back?
They did.
Fuck.
They did.
God damn it.
It's delayed, and they extended it an issue. It's like the same thing that happened with Secret War. So, and they're doing their seasonal reboot in October, Marvel. So if you're looking to jump into some Marvel books, easy access in October. And
Marvel's wearing a skirt.
What's that?
I said Marvel's wearing a skirt.
Yeah,
You just get right in there.
yeah. Jump right in. And DC, easy to get into. So,
Yeah, super easy.
Yeah, we got tons of books down here. Come read them.
Yeah.
I just wanted to comment because you said that Batman was our favorite detective, and Matlock is actually my favorite detective. but Batman is a close second.
See, I'm gonna have to go with Columbo.
Columbo.
Just one more thing.
One more thing.
Always at the very end.
See, I didn't grow up with children's shows. Like, my parents made me watch, like, what they were watching. It wasn't really,
There was no choice.
Yeah, so Matlock, MASH, I Dream of Jeannie, The Months. Those are great shows. It's just when you're a kid, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
But now I know them all by heart.
Right.
What's the other one? What's Jessica? What's her face? Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, Murder, She Wrote, yeah.
God.
Murder, She Wrote. Yeah.
That's like, isn't that like a conflict of interest? Like her writing about shit that she like actual cases that she
Yeah.
solved. Like that's kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like the people who does she chase names or protect the innocent?
Well, now they do that with Castle. Nathan Fillion.
Is that
It's
what
the
he
same
does?
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love
He's a
Nathan
writer,
Fillion.
and
He's such a lovely man.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
He
We
seems so pleasant.
Yeah.
All the time.
it'd probably get really weird. Like at
Oh,
one
yeah.
point, like we'd be like, "Yeah, man, you're like really cool."
we'd all just be looking at him like
Yeah, pretty much.
starstruck.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
My favorite part of those shows was the sit, Ubu sit, because like I knew it was over. I just would wait until that dog came up, and I was like, all right, cartoons. Like,
All right, so we got. Anybody got anything that they're pissed off about? Any rants, Becky? I know that you had something to say.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be the only one because I know you guys are angry about this too.
We are all
But
angry about this.
It's funny. I'm glad that I told you guys because we wouldn't have found out about it for
yeah.
a while. So my oncologist, who has been monitoring my pain control with Kratom, with the help of Kratom,
Right.
amongst other, regular Western medicine.
Shout out to Kratom. You're awesome.
Yeah. Actually informed me that he could, about 3 weeks ago, that he could no longer help me, monitor it because the DEA has decided to move Kratom or its two active ingredients, which I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce,
Yeah.
into Schedule 1 for emergency scheduling. And emergency scheduling isn't particularly offensive to Americans because no one can have a say. It can't be repealed. It can't be appealed. It can't be challenged. It just happens. And it's under the guise of, again, emergency. They claim that it has jumped from 12 poison control calls to over 600, and that's not very much. And that's over the last 5 years. So
I read something that it was like the number of poison control calls for like something else like really dumb, like like kids just swallowing like a household substance
Are tens of thousands.
Yeah, like tens of thousands. Like this is like
So-
a really low number. Even like that percentage jump, like it doesn't fucking matter. It's still microscopic.
How much do you have to ingest to like think it's a problem that you need to make a call?
Oh yeah.
Seriously,
Right.
Most poison control calls and the whopping 12 related, not attributed deaths are because the person ingested other drugs, usually narcotics or barbiturates,
Right.
or an extreme amount of alcohol. And there has not been one kratom linked death. That's only been to kratom.
Right. So the conclusion we draw is that
The
this
American
is
government sucks ass.
Well, no, it's that Big Pharma's pulling his strings.
Big Pharma is lobbying to get this taken away because it helps. It's a non-addictive way to get off of opiates, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the Surgeon General, like, he sent out like
sent
a
out a
letter
letter.
to the doctors
Yep.
for the first time ever, and was like, "Yo, we got to stop like prescribing these opiates. Like, people
Yeah.
are dying at alarming rates or whatever."
Yeah.
And shortly after he sends this letter out, they're taking off one of the best ways for heroin addicts and opiate addicts to wean themselves off of such a addictive and deadly drug. I mean, you have these waves of overdoses going on all around the country or whatever. Like, they just found heroin mixed with elephant tranquilizers and a whole
elephant tranquilizer. I heard about
yeah,
that.
there was
shit.
like, I mean, it's crazy, and now you're taking another way to
Safe,
kind of
easy way.
safe, much safer, much easier, And I have friends that use kratom or whatever, and they say like it helps, like.
Yeah.
And when I told them like you should probably stock up because it's becoming Schedule 1, they're like,
Oh, we all did.
Why? Like why are they making this the thing? Because it's not that crazy. They're like,
Right.
the effects aren't really. Drastic.
That's why. That's exactly why. It's like this is an easy thing.
What's
to say.
actually more nefarious than that? Like, it's not just because it can be used as like a holistic, very accessible and inexpensive way to get someone off of opiates or other addictions. The pharmaceutical companies have been able to isolate two of the alkaloids that are the main alkaloids that generate whatever that feeling is.
They are the alkaloids that act as an opiate inhibitor. And why I'm particularly angry, among many reasons, is that the DEA erroneously listed it as an opiate, and it's not. Scientifically, medically speaking, nowhere. There's nowhere in hell that it is an opiate. It is an opiate inhibitor.
I think that in order for something to be an opiate, definitively, like by definition, it has to come from opium, which comes from the poppy plant, which is very specific.
No.
And so I can't imagine that these people are that dumb.
No, they're not.
They're not dumb.
They just
They
don't
know
give a
exactly
shit.
what they're doing.
They wrote this paper. They're like, just make it sound official, and we'll slide that right through, and no one knows.
I will say that there's, I'm trying not to be as like I've got enough shit going on in my life to be too pessimistic. So I will say that there's been overwhelming support for such a little known drug in the United States, comparatively speaking to Asia.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 150 signatures to the president, which means
150,000.
150,000. Sorry, that's what I was going for. It needs 100,000 for the president to take a look at it. So that means it's going to be addressed. And for the first time, the DEA spokesman, whenever they have emergency scheduled, actually made a statement, and he just said, "We were surprised that people cared." Oh, really?
Were you?
I mean, everyone from, former heroin addicts to people with chronic pain, cancer patients to POWs, Korea, are making these YouTube videos saying, "This is what keeps me going."
Yeah.
And why I'm, and you guys know, you see my group text, I am so angry because, look, I have cancer, I'm trying to follow my doctor's rules. And my doctor says, look, I can't steer you anywhere illegal. And I understand that. And do you know, the first thing they put me on was the fentanyl patch. The strongest opiate.
That's
and
insane.
It is, I can't conceive it. That's how angry I am.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it. That's how fucking angry.
It's like kicking you off a tricycle and put you on a rocket ship. Shit doesn't make any sense.
But I am trying to follow rules because my doctors are so fucking awesome, but it's sad. It's sad that that's what it has to come to.
Yeah, that's horseshit. I mean, we all all of us have. I think all of us have tried it. I had a surgery like a couple weeks ago, and they gave me like 30 like strong Percocet pills, or maybe 35. It's a ridiculous amount of opiate fucking pills.
Yeah.
And I took one. I'm like, yep, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just took
a corpse when I take that
Oh,
stuff.
dude, it's crazy. Like I was the whole day. Like I worked out with Dan that day, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm tired or not. It was just really fucking weird. And so
No, what you said was, you were like, I don't know that anybody should ever feel this good.
That's exactly how it is. Like I told, Monkey said I was great this week. So I'm on this patch, right? Again, prescribed, oncologist. But Monday I had surgery. I had another surgery on Saturday. And by Tuesday, because of that, I was like bouncing around, ready to do work. I'm sorry, but that's
not how it should
right.
work. You should be probably laying down.
And I'm a little scared by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm very angry. But you know what? I am happy and thankful that so many people have come out of the woodwork. Celebrities and strikingly, a lot of conservative news outlets have come out in support of it because a lot of veterans and POWs from the Korean and Vietnamese wars are using kratom.
Well, conservatives being good for something for once.
Yes.
That's good. That's awesome.
So for once, we are united.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like an awesome drug, that it's kind of like if you were like, you're right, alcohol really is dangerous. We should stop doing. We should stop.
How did that work out?
Yeah, how'd that fucking work out? Everyone was like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, that doesn't work. So hopefully this I don't know, it doesn't go through. I don't know.
If you haven't already signed the petition for the White House petition, if you Google White House kratom, add your name to the list. Make sure you confirm your email. I mean, it does make it. And if you feel inclined, write a short note, but a respectful note to both the DEA and the White House. Obama answers 10 Facebook messages a day.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Personally. So, and usually they have to be, like, well-written. And so, You know what? Get on there. I've written every day, so just in case. So
That's cool. I didn't know that. I'll get on there, too, and write something to him.
But be respectful. I mean,
don't go swearing at the president now.
Right? Yeah.
Making us all look bad.
Just so you know, shout out to Tom Wolfe, I wrote him an email about this, and
Governor?
he's a cancer patient, by the way, and
okay.
he was incredibly supportive of an article my friend wrote about marijuana for PTSD and mental illness, and he's a great guy, and he already wrote back to me about the kratom and was quite supportive. Not much he can do at this point, but nevertheless supportive. Shout out to Tom Wolfe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's...
Thanks for listening, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
He might be listening.
And also to the farm companies, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Seriously, fuck
Yeah,
you.
eat a dick.
Yeah. Fucking assholes. So might as well move on to our books. We got All-Star Batman up here first. This came out... when did this come out, Dan?
That was last month, actually.
Okay.
Because the second issue just came out this week.
Yeah. We don't usually do, like... I mean, we sometimes we do, like, regular superhero books, but, like, this just came out. It's its own isolated storyline, so we figure we can cover it. You can jump right into it if you want to.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Batman book that isn't too intimidating with in terms of, like, not knowing what's been going on prior, et cetera, this is a book that you could pick up and read and not be confused.
Yeah, yeah.
I was very confused. What are you talking about? What? Not in the way you think, though, because that's like the timeline just jumps all over the goddamn place.
Oh,
Yeah.
How? Okay, I see what you're saying.
So,
but you were
I was
okay.
confused about a quarter way through. It was like trying to figure out, but it eventually came together.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was part of the storytelling trope, like throwing us off with timeline and kind of bringing us back throughout. I don't know. That's kind of the way I saw it.
Yeah.
But were you guys confused, like not having read a lot of Batman lately?
Well, when I was reading it, like, yeah, I mean, it was purposefully like, you know, they were keeping certain elements, like, you know, the storytelling, like, and I appreciate that. I like those. Like, I watched Memento, it's a movie or whatever, and they do it backwards, the whole nine.
Kind of,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And just, you know, disconjointed continuity or whatever. But like, there were some characters that, like, I was like, should I know this? But, like, once you get about a quarter through, you realize that whatever you didn't know, you weren't supposed to know, and, like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy to pick up.
Well, the use of those, like, odd villains was, I think that was, like, on purpose by
like Firefly.
Yeah. Like,
Who was the other one?
Mothman?
Mothman, like,
Mothman
yeah, like
Was it Mothman or was it Moth?
something.
Yeah,
Like, they're all
Moth
like,
Warrior.
ridiculous. Like, I think it's just to show, like
D-list.
Yeah.
D-list
Yeah,
villains.
exactly. Like,
At first, I thought it was fucking Cyrax and Sector from Mortal Kombat.
It does look like
They
it.
look like them a little
They're
bit.
like the remedial evil clan.
Had those names ever like, not that we need to know it for Rebirth because it's all new, but ever in history have those names been the names of villains, however obscure? Had they?
Oh yeah. Firefly. Well, Firefly's in Gotham too. Like
that horrendous TV show.
Oh my god. Oh, we can't. That's a slippery slope. We can't.
Coming
you can't even
back.
say Gotham
It's
without
coming
us being like,
back.
oh fuck.
You gonna watch the season premiere next week?
Of course I'm going to watch it. I hate it so much I'm going to watch it.
Me too. I'm with you.
I mean, just because I'm here and I'm around people that are knowledgeable, where is Gotham? Because I always get that confused. Is Metropolis New York or is Gotham New York?
They're kind of both. Like, okay, so recently, like recent examples, like Batman Superman, which obviously is fucking terrible. We hated it.
Yeah.
But apparently they're like on the same fucking bay. Like, so Metropolis is literally across the bay from Gotham. But it's a lot of instances they're like both in like a similar area, like on the eastern seaboard, kind of like near New York. And in some cases, New York is also a city, right? In DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they're all like right in the same. Yeah.
Somebody had told me
lines
that
up.
like the Metropolis was supposed to be like the good side of New York, and Gotham was supposed to be the gritty dark side or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like Metropolis is New York in the daytime, and Gotham.
Because for the longest time, I thought Gotham was Chicago.
Well,
like,
that's kind of the way it should be, considering how bad Chicago
especially
is.
like the animated series or whatever. It had this Chicago, gangster type feel to it or whatever.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, I guess also New York or whatever. But I just growing up, like reading the comics and I just always thought it was Chicago.
That actually makes more sense, especially because like in the animated series, you don't see it next to like a big body of water or anything. It's just like a
rivers.
city for miles.
Like,
miles.
docks.
Yeah,
Sometimes
some
they go
docks.
to.
There are docks, you
but
don't really
it's not.
see it.
It's not like
ocean,
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And it makes no sense to be near Metropolis because Batman could just fly over and solve all their fucking problems.
He would just be he'd just be the same, like be the patroller of both cities. Like,
Yeah.
or
And
Superman would just take
be
all
too.
of the
Like
problems.
Superman would just come over and the Joker's being an asshole. Zap. Problem
lobotomy.
solved.
You
You don't know me, Batman.
We talked about this earlier in the previous episode with Batman and Superman, but we're like, Superman, he's like has to do like this research into Batman. It's like, dude, you have fucking X-ray vision. Just look. He's like right over there. Just look. You can literally look out the window. You don't have to look out the window. Look through the fucking wall. See Batman. He's right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
He just
follow,
waves.
Just just like you follow the cars, like, and the car's going. Oh, there's a Batcave.
Hey,
Okay, now I know where the Batcave is. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking. Come on.
Oh, you're on this lake house? Okay, now I know where you live.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have a
Bullshit,
butler,
man.
too.
So who wants to sum this up? For who?
Batman.
Yeah, the guest of honor. Tell us briefly like what it's kind of about.
Well, I mean, it's the first in that particular series, the All-Star Batman. Apparently, Harvey Dent is running wild. He's getting a lot of power. It seems to be like he's trying to Batman is trying to still redeem him. Mm-hmm. He's trying to redeem Harvey Dent from Two-Face or whatever. And there's this back and forth. And at some point he basically he puts a hit out on Batman. And he's like, as he tells Batman, like, everybody has two sides, you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to, look at the good side, but I know the ugly side, you know what I mean? Like, and even you're looking at me and you're seeing this good side, but really, bruh, I am who I am, you know what I mean? It's like when a dude tells you he doesn't want to be in a relationship, but you still, try to, it's like, but
I really like him, though.
Yeah, I really like you, try to make excuses like, nah, man, just take it for face value.
Yeah, I told
Literally,
you.
Two-Face, take it for, So, he's like, look, B, I put this hit out on you and watch. And people kind of turn on him, and I don't. Are we spoiler alerts?
No,
or is
no,
it-
no.
Oh, well, so
It's
there's
the first
this.
issue anyway.
Yeah, so there's just this. He gets tracked, and he's like, yo, somebody on the inside is tracking me or whatever. I'm terrible at summing this up or whatever. But anyway, some of these villains find him. He's like, how the fuck they find me? It has to be somebody close. Ends up being Alfred and shit. It's crazy because now I'm really intrigued because how that plays out. That
what does he have on
relationship
Alfred?
between- what does he have on Alfred? That relationship between him, the fact that he was willing to give up Batman. That's a whole new thing. I've never seen Alfred ever
Betray Batman
ever. You know what I mean? In the history of that's kind of crazy, man. So I'm interested to see how that shakes out. And then there's a second story with he has. What's his I don't know the character's name. Duke
Thomas.
Yeah, and he's going to put him through this training or whatever, and he's saying he's not, you're not going to be a sidekick. It seems like he's trying to build more of a partner as opposed to a Robin. He says multiple times I don't need a Robin. Robin doesn't need me or whatever. Right. So he seems like he's soured by that relationship, and he's trying to move in a different direction with what he's doing and give him more trust. Because I know in previous Batman tales there's been that whole like trust that issue between all the Robins, and you're treating me like a kid, and I want to become my own.
Like Dick.
Dick.
Like when he becomes Nightwing, he's just like, you know what, Bruce? Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Just fuck you. You're the worst.
Yeah, Red Hood or whatever. Or
Jason Todd.
Yeah, Jason Todd or whatever.
Hood,
You mean like
like trying to kill Batman for a while there.
Yeah, so there's always been this like tension, and even in that Killing Joke or whatever with the Batgirl or whatever, how like all of his sidekicks are like, look, man, I'm getting to a point where like you can't keep treating me like a kid.
Yeah.
And I feel like he like in this one he's like I'm just going to kind of learn from those mistakes and actually like put somebody through the training so that they're more of an equal as opposed to somebody I just give orders to. So
right.
It was very loaded, like, and I enjoyed it. Like, I'm actually interested in seeing how it all plays out.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like the Duke Thomas thing specifically because like enough people have said like like what is Bruce doing? Like taking kids and like putting them in mortal danger like every single night.
Yeah.
Like and training them to be weapons. Like that's insane.
Oh, that's
it's
the
like,
CYF case. That's definitely
absolutely.
Child Protective Services
Like
should
in
be.
today's
about
day
it.
and age, that doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Dumbledore's doing the same thing.
well, that's true too. Yeah. Well, that's a little different, I'd say.
But their parents willingly send them.
right.
Yeah.
They sign
Hogwarts.
waivers and shit.
Yeah.
I would totally send my kids to Hogwarts. Like, absolutely.
I'm not sure if I would or not. That's kind of insane thing to do.
100%.
You never made that cut.
Yeah.
no question.
This is about to be a social worker at the delivery room in like 2 days.
Right.
I'll be honest, I was kind of agnostic about this comic. I think I've told you before, Batman has never been just my thing. I've liked other ones better. And I was just kind of like flipping through it until Alfred started crying and like until Alfred was revealed as being the one who betrayed him. And I'm going, shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big like, whoa moment.
You got me now.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to know, like you mentioned it earlier, what does Harvey Dent have on Alfred? Because that's the whole thing here. That's the whole like conflict. Two-Face knows what Harvey knows. So Harvey, being the former assistant DA, has dirt on everybody because he was a really good DA. So
I like the plot too. His plot is also two-sided because it's not only the deal is that he has all this, like for the bad guys, he has all this dirt on everybody. So if he doesn't get Batman or someone doesn't take Batman down, he's going to release all this information to everybody. But on the other hand, he's also offering anybody who kills Batman all the money from like the top 3 mob bosses, I think.
Crime families.
Like he's offering them all of the money, like all of their collective wealth.
Yeah.
So like all these regular people are also who like they don't care about the dirt thing, but like they now are also literally everyone is hunting Batman.
Yeah.
Because like either he's got something on you or you want to be rich as fuck.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about this story, outside of like Justice League stories, Batman never leaves Gotham, and he has left Gotham.
Some of the best animated series ones are the ones where he's not in Gotham.
Right.
And that's what I like about this too.
Yeah.
I suppose the top 3 mob bosses are not necessarily after Batman because,
Did they explain any of that? No,
I don't know.
How he got their money? And
No, they don't say.
how he got this information.
And
why everybody fucking believes
They
him.
kind of say that as the DA, like Harvey's able to tap into like a bunch of different like, resources. Like so the whole time he was the DA, he was like using all the resources to also collect information on everybody. That's how he did it. Like he was. I think they do say that, right?
Yeah. He had a system of like information gathering that he was using for good as Harvey, but like now, as Two-Face, he's using that same system to kind of blackmail everybody and working and gaining power. So that's how he's turning everybody like either I got dirt on you or you want money, but either way, you have a motivation to kill Batman.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
so now everyone is potentially a villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like once you like for me it was just like once you have penetrated the Batcave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean once you got Alfred,
that's
like that is like you really are alone. Like, and I've never seen Batman completely like alone like that. There was always at least a Alfred, So
Yeah.
There's as a
when
foil
your parents
for
kind of
his
turn on you.
thoughts. Those are two things. I mean, the one thing that it just said where everyone is a potential villain, but also one of the things that makes Batman so cool is all the resources that he has, and now that he doesn't really have any resources at all.
At the end of it, he's driving like a big rig. Fuck, all right. I'm driving a truck now. Fuck.
You can't take his cowl off. So he's like, that is crazy.
That's
like,
really funny.
How do you drive down a country road and hope a motherfucker coming in an opposite direction is like, who's that nigga in that cape? And the windows aren't tinted. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you?
And he can't drive he can't drive crazy either because the police will pull him over. So he's like at a red light, just like.
They side eyeing a nigga on his, and they're like, "Is that?" He's like, "Just keep looking straight, motherfucker. Just keep.
Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
I will battering your ass." Like,
I like the idea of it being like a little old lady pulling up next to him, and he just like gives her like a kind of a friendly wave.
Very gentlemanly.
We good,
ma'am?
We good.
Hey, we didn't mention why he left Gotham.
Right, because he's taken Two-Face somewhere. We don't know where.
Treat him.
Yeah,
Right.
some sort of house.
To get rid of the Two-Face persona.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy because, like, I never knew that you could. I mean, I thought he was just diagnosed with a, he's a multiple personality. So, like, that's just how it works. Like, is that how it works in real life? You just take somebody on the spot, like, oh, this is the.
Hey, let's go to this house.
The top place for the top people.
Which personality will be left? I mean, honestly, do you really think Harvey Dent's going to be left whenever?
I never thought about
That's
that.
a good point. Yeah, he gets him there, and then he turns into Two-Face forever.
Exactly.
Like,
Keep reading.
That's what I was going to say because somewhere in the dialogue they say like, "Oh, we're going to burn him out for good," and it's like, no, what do you think's going to happen?
Right?
Yeah, like what if? Because Harvey is the one. Like he kind of came to him and was like, "Hey, take me to this place, or whatever, so we can end this, or whatever."
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like it might be like a suicide thing. Like I'm just tired of being this dude,
right?
Like so, just end my misery, and he might just become. I never thought
Just
about that.
Two-Face.
That's dope as shit, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Now I just want a comic book of like Batman just driving around in a truck, like a whole issue.
He's listening to NPR.
Batman at red lights.
It's like little kids in the backseat of their parents' car, like doing this.
He's just like, fine.
Yeah. No. Batman would totally do that. He'd do the horn, and the kids would be like, "Yeah," and he'd be like,
Yeah,
"Give the bat thumb." Oh yeah.
So the Val Kilmer.
So I told this story in the car. You didn't hear this. So earlier today, I was like at a red light, and someone was trying to make a left in front of me, and so like I left enough space for them to go as soon as the light turned green.
Pittsburgh left.
Yeah. So like I left enough space, and the dude, it was just like kind of like middle-aged black dude in the passenger seat, and he's like he has his arm out the window, and he notices that I'm letting them go, and he looks at me and he gives me one of these. He gives me like the AOK symbol, like I've literally no one's ever done that to me before. Like
in traffic,
like a serious respect face.
Like you just pulled some nice ass.
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah.
Like that was classy. Like what you just did, that was classy.
Yeah.
This was
the Frank Sinatra. You got the Rat Pack.
Yeah. So we said like we got to bring that back. Like just doing that to people.
Yeah, no, that is classy. So like I feel like I'm gonna do that tonight. Like like somebody makes me a nice drink. I'm like, I'm like, wow, that guy, he's got.
Wait, you have a special on High Life. Y'all have one of those. They pop it.
Make sure your fingers are up though.
Yes, yeah.
You don't want to.
You got to do the face like.
You don't want to. Yeah.
And if you're listening at home, like do that little, and you'll make the same face that everybody makes. Like everybody has a universal like,
It's like you're half squinting.
Half
squinting. You've got the shit-eating smirk.
Yeah, with the eye like,
If you don't know the hand motion we're talking about, it's a one hand motion. It's your thumb and your forefinger are connected like a circle, and then your other three fingers are up, like you're saying in three. But yeah, that's just do it to yourself right now. Just do it to
a circle.
Nice. Yeah, do it in the mirror to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although if you do it to the wrong person, they might think you're trying to fuck them because the face you make when you're doing that is inevitably like a little sultry. Like,
Oh wow!
If you stick your tongue in your cheek, like then that it could easily go different.
That's more it's not like sleazy. That's like a sleazy thing to do.
Oh yeah.
It goes from like classy, like nice to like.
Well, you know, now that you say that, that look happened today. Not the hand motion, but this guy came in, and he was different looking, and He's smelled different.
Okay.
And he stayed in here for a long time. And when everybody left, he looked at me and he made that face. And he said, "Do you sell adult comics?"
Oh man!
And he caught me off guard. I was like, "Wait, what?"
For our sake, demographic of this guy, like old, young, how,
Mid-50s.
Oh,
Nice.
oh man! Oh man!
And
do you have a video room? Is there a booth with privacy?
that's where he was going. I think he saw the door shut back there, and he thought, maybe there's a chance. Maybe.
Are there any holes in these walls?
He starts pulling out like Chinese food to go boxes. He's like, "Have you eaten lunch yet?"
Was he was expecting you to like look around for a second, then go over to the door and flip the sign over?
But there is an Asian massage parlor right down the street. So,
And
That's true.
it's a grand opening every day of the year.
oh, he has some bases. Maybe he thinks this is the block. Right?
He might.
Oh fuck!
I unfortunately had to tell him no. I don't have any adult comics.
should point him toward altars and see what he
Yeah,
does with
Alter,
that.
yeah, there you go. There's some
Discipline.
titties. Or She-Wolf. He's
Oh
some
no,
weird,
Discipline.
he
weird
was
cartoon
he
titties.
wanted like
comics where people fuck.
penetration.
What is it?
He's like, he goes, "There's some stuff in there I never thought I'd see in a comic."
And I liked it.
That's what he wanted to say.
He wanted to
but
say,
he
like,
didn't
I was
know.
down with
He
it.
didn't know how I'd respond, so he didn't say it.
Here's my question to him: has he never had access to the internet?
That's another. That's a
By
good
the
point.
looks of him,
Like, what is
No.
it? I was just asking. What is it? Rule 32. You can find anything on the internet.
I think it's 37.
37?
Ferengi rule of
Yeah,
acquisition
it was
number
32.
37.
Okay, yeah, my bad. 32.
It is Rule 32. Rule 32 of the internet. If you could think of it,
there is porn of it.
there's
And
porn.
then 33 is if there isn't porn of it, now there is.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, Jesus.
Yeah. All right,
So,
so
fact checker Jonathan back there, thank you for that one. We
Yeah,
all
thank you.
confirmed.
All-Star Batman.
Okay. Oh right, yeah. We were thinking about doing
Yeah.
a thing where will you like having read it? Those of us read it. Will you continue reading it? Like just kind of like a summary, like yes or no, binary system. Just go around the table, Dan.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
read.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
I would continue reading, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, mainly because of Alfred.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alfred,
I didn't read it.
Alfred Pullman.
I don't read superhero stuff usually.
Well, whatever. I will read it. I will continue reading.
I know you
I
will.
actually suggest it's good, especially just that frame. Where's the frame of him driving that truck? I want to see that again.
It's awesome. I met the writer a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, he was really nice. Nice guy, Scott Snyder. Loves Batman.
How did you meet him?
Were you in Baltimore?
I was at a retailer summit
That's awesome.
in Baltimore, and some of the publishers brought in some of the creators, and he was one of them.
This picture
Nice.
of Batman, like he's also on the phone too. So
Oh,
he's like
yeah,
he's like
yeah.
trying not to be seen and on the phone in the cab of a truck. This is so fucking
That's
funny.
so great.
No, I will say I read the first handful of pages, and of all the superhero books I've read, that one, I don't know. I dig it because it's not typical.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very atypical in the for me in my experience with the superhero genre.
Yeah. All right. Like
Glitterbomb.
Glitterbomb.
Fuck yeah!
Dan?
Fuck yeah!
Glitterbomb.
Yeah. This
So
is wild.
this one this came out 2 weeks ago. It's an Image Comics. It's written by Jim Zub. The art is by I'm going to try my hardest. Jabril Morissette Fawn.
What?
And the colors are K. Michael Russell. So, wow.
So since they only had a chance to read one of them, why don't you can explain this to,
Yeah.
to the listeners and him as to what is going on here.
All right, so the book opens up with a kind of a common trope that I'm kind of sick of. It starts at the end of the issue, and then for the first 2 pages, and then you go back. But I will say that that's like when you turn the page and you saw what happened.
Oh, shit.
It was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
So the synopsis, I guess, of this book, it is about an aging starlet in Hollywood who wants to get a gig, and she goes to to read for a part that isn't even really a big part from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And she's by far the oldest one there, and this like younger, prettier version of her like gives her shit. I wanted to. Ugh.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for it.
Oh, it was just like a dirty fucking like
It was
Hollywood,
dirty.
like what you think of whenever you think
Yeah.
of like shitty Hollywood people.
No,
Yeah.
it was the worst kind of fucking Hollywood person. It was the worst kind of person you could run into maybe on the planet because they're fucking deluded
Yeah.
and they think that they're like this beacon of light. She's like, you have to believe. You have to believe in your dream, and then
Right.
your dream will come true.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
She's
these
like,
fucking
my
people with
arms
the
are
promise.
open.
Like you listen to a fucking book on tape on the way over.
Right.
Some
like
fucking
you just got
asshat.
done listening to,
Yeah.
to fucking not be who's the German guy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But like the promise book, this promise book,
Right.
set your intentions out and everything will come back to you. You fucking idiot.
But then-
Like,
but
you
then
sit
she
around
was-
and wait, sit in your living room, send out your intentions, and then and whatever comes back, put that in one hand, and then shit in the other one, right? And let's see
Which hand has stuff in it?
Yeah, which hand? Yeah.
Then she was just straight dirty to the protagonist. Like
Yeah. Well, the protagonist was like kind of a jerk to her a little bit
At first, yeah.
But then she's like, oh, like then that chick like pulled out all the stops.
yeah,
I was
like
oh.
it was like
Told you so.
all the missiles were out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
so,
for her. I like
so
that.
she
Open
so the
fire.
protagonist, the aging starlet doesn't get the part or doesn't think she gets the part. She doesn't get the call back. And she goes to the beach to commit suicide from, the way I read it. And when she goes into the water,
Go into the water.
something takes possession of her.
Yeah.
Some sort of monster.
Yeah.
And she comes out of the water, and she's sort of rejuvenated, and she goes home, and we discover that she has a child.
Well, actually,
and-
she's dragged out of the water by like a homeless guy.
oh yeah.
He
the
like kind of
homeless
saves
guy.
her life.
Yeah, and he wants
He
to take
tries
her
to
car.
take advantage
He
of her.
takes the
He takes
keys.
her purse and
He's
stuff.
he's gonna steal her car.
Yeah. He reminded me of a older crust punk.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
that's exactly right.
Motherfuckers, get out of my neighborhood.
Get off my lawn!
I will fucking go Batman on your asses.
Can we just rant real fast about those people?
God, they're
the ones on the south side,
scums of the
crust punks?
fucking earth.
The people who just like float around like the train people. That they're like from the age of like say 19 to 35 or
Yeah.
so, and they're just like pieces of shit that don't have jobs.
They
They're not
fucking-
actually
they-
homeless. They're fake homeless.
They're fake
some of them
homeless.
come from
they
rich
fucking,
families.
They come
Yeah.
from rich families. They have fucking phones and iPads, and they have access to social media.
Yeah.
They fucking sit around and
Hey man,
they
can I get
fucking-
$1 for like a PBR? No, you fucking can't. Get a job, asshole.
I'm really hungry. Can you buy me a slice of pizza? Fuck you, man. No, I can't buy you a piece of pizza. You're like 30 pounds overweight. Get your ass up and take a walk somewhere. Like, hustle. Dig a hole and get $10 for digging that
they
hole
fucking,
and buy yourself some
one
pizza.
of them ODs like every fucking day, and the paramedics come and they bring her back to life. Like
Yeah.
I hate them all. I hate them all. I hope they die a fucking miserable death.
I have,
horrible.
I hated them before, but now I really hate them because I think I told you guys a story. One day I was going to work and I was off Carson on the next street, and 3 of them were walking across the street. And one of them has like a container of just like a styrofoam container of something like rice or something, whatever, takeout food, and like takes literally just a handful of it with his hand, first of all, and then like puts it in his mouth and just drops the container in the middle of the street. And so I literally stopped there. I was like, "Hey man, you gonna pick that up?"
Hey, my man. That's
Hey, my man. yeah. I turned on like the kind of the black guy voice, like the big black guy. Hey, man. Like, it was just like. And then they all 3 of them came over, and I'm like, "You gonna pick that up, dude?" And he's like, "What that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you just dropped that in the middle of the street. You can pick that up, like fucking litter in the middle of the goddamn street. Are you serious?" He's like, "Well, someone will pick it up." And I'm like,
Ugh.
"Holy shit!"
That's a piece of shit. Right?
Oh my
I
God.
hate
You deserve
Holy
that shit. Beat with a kendo stick.
Well, now I have a stick in my
Fucking
car.
ECW style.
I put a stick in my car for that
Good.
specific purpose.
Actually, maybe you wait for him to walk away, then you pick it up, you wail it at the back of his head. And he turns around and you say, "You're going to pick it up now?" That's what his chest is.
just got gangsters. Fuck, he's under the Clint Eastwood.
Big D.
Big Dick B.
Fuck, yeah.
I like it. I like your style.
Like it too.
Every time Greg does something fucking badass, it's Big Dick B.
Kicks open the door to the TARS. The shit's still running. Gets out.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, so fuck those people anyway.
Yeah,
that
fuck
was a
those
quick
people.
little fuck them.
A nice aside there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Glitterbomb, she goes home. She, talks to the babysitter who's kind of funny. And she's got a little girl. And then she gets a call back. She goes to see the producer of the show, and then it brings you full circle to the beginning. And she does that fucking gnarly thing with her tongue.
She's got Cthulhu inside of her.
Yeah, like
as sometimes
demon,
chicks
man.
do with their tongue, gnarly things when they're in their agent's office or at an audition. Just
but not that kind of gnarly.
You're watching too much of Casting Couch on Pornhub, Greg.
But the thing is, the thing that I liked about this book, it kind of made me think about some shit that happened last night. Because this dude's saying shit to her is just to fuck with her. Like, he's just fucking with her. He's like, you are so underwhelming, you're so average, and I don't deal with average people, I deal with exceptional people. And you're your age, and you look your age, and your talent is completely fine. It's like, just fine. Everything's fine. And she does this thing where, like, her head splits open into these, like, 4 quadrants, and, like, a tongue or something shoots through his head and fucking splits his head right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Had he said anything else like, hey, I really don't have any parts for him anymore. Maybe you should find a different agent.
Yeah.
Like, he could have said anything.
But he was a dick.
When somebody's fucking with you, like, and you punch them in the head, right? It's like, what do you expect's going to happen? Like, maybe your tongue shouldn't go through their head, but, like, if you were, like, poking a dog to, like, fuck with it and it bit you, what would you do? Would you be pissed off at the dog? No, because you're fucking doing something to get a reaction. You got the reaction you wanted, and now you're butthurt about it. I mean, he's not butthurt because he doesn't have a fucking head, but like,
he's dead.
So Dan's talking about a very specific instance that happened last
specific.
night. We were out last night, and one of our friends, he has this perception of like this person who he thinks is always fucking with him, and it's just really funny because like
Did you punch him in the head?
No, but
I almost did.
I had to tell him like, dude, calm down. Because this person is the most inoffensive person like in the world. Like this person is not like is not in shape or not like overly like a tough or anything, and like not even like usually a dick about anything. Like just kind of a meek person. And I'm
just gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you keep talking.
He just gets his goat so bad it's hilarious. Because like there's no reason why Dan should be upset about this at all.
The fact that you called him inoffensive is offensive. So he's one of those meek fucking bastards who's just trying to like he slides him in passive aggressively. So he says like some ill shit and he gets called out on it, and because he is this like chubby bitch, he's just like no. He's like, no,
stones.
No, I'm
throwing
weak.
stones.
Look at me. I have a funny fucking mustache and a dumb shirt, and my jeans are too tight around my crotch, and I'm shaped like a maraca. So all of a sudden,
Oh fuck!
all of a sudden, just
if you're listening, Maraca,
just because you're a fucking bitch and you dress like a bitch and you look like a bitch and your facial hair makes you look like a weenie, doesn't mean you can just walk around saying shit to people and being like doing this like passive aggressive shit because somebody's gonna call you out. Like me. Like I'm gonna call you out. You can't do that. You can't do that all the time. Every time I see you, can't be this like little passive aggressive.
a needler.
Because sometimes you get punched in the face. You know how I learned? I was 12 years old. I was talking shit, and I thought like, oh, this dude can't say anything, so I'm like fucking him. He punched me right in the mouth. I was like, I had to spend like the next week thinking about why he punched me in the mouth, and I was like, I deserved that. I was an asshole. Yeah. Like, why would I ever say that to somebody? From that point on, I didn't do that shit anymore. I learned my lesson. I feel like if you're a grown-ass man and you're going around needling people,
you deserve.
Like, I'm not saying, like, you deserve to be pummeled to death or you deserve to be pummeled into a bloody pulp, but, like, if you get smacked by another grown man, like, just a good open hand smack. Like, all right, enough. That's done. Like, next time we see each other, we're going to have a reasonable conversation. We're going to be respectful. This is over. But no, everybody looks at the guy who isn't shaped like a fucking maraca, who doesn't have this stupid fucking mustache, who's covered in tattoos, and they're like, oh, he's a maniac. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
This motherfucker, he's tattooed motherfucker wearing all black. Yeah, he's a big old jack guy. He's on roids.
Yeah, so no. Next time I go out, I'm gonna wear a fucking stupid looking Hawaiian shirt. I'm gonna wear some tight ass pants that don't fit. I'm gonna borrow my dad's boat shoes. I'm gonna get some stupider fucking hat than the one I wear all the time. I'm gonna cruise out. I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna pull up and I'll be listening to like whatever K Swift. You know, I'll be bumping and I'll have my shirt on underneath that says like I love K Swift.
So who the fuck is K Swift?
You sound like a black dude right now, like trying to that's what when I'm trying to get into a club, that's what I do. Like I roll up like playing K-Swift and I wear skinny jeans and you know what I mean, and I hope that they're like, oh man, he's acceptable. We'll go ahead, let this guy.
He's non-threatening.
He's non-threatening enough.
He's not got a gun on him.
Yeah, wear a Kangol, or something
He's not one of those.
Yeah. He's one of the good ones.
He's one of the good ones. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. No, I don't have a problem with literally anybody except this person on this whole fucking earth right now.
Which is why it's so funny that you get you don't have a problem with anybody.
I know, you're one of the nicest people.
Just
I know.
don't go Glitterbomb on him.
Yeah, I gotta.
Keep that tongue in your mouth.
I'm just saying.
Fuck.
Of all the terms to associate with Glitterbomb, is not one of the ones I would have thought.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah,
I will say one thing about Glitterbomb. I don't know if you guys read the back. The last part, the story about Holly Hughes that Glitterbomb takes its inspiration from.
I did not read that. And I used to read that shit. I feel
this
dumb.
is a big deal because
I read about half of it. Yeah.
So she was a production assistant and very high up, in Hollywood, and the title is "An Oscar winner bullied me so badly that I quit the film industry." And she's a woman, and she just gets tortured by Hollywood executives, directors, producer. She takes the fall. I mean, they make her do illegal things. And she's pretty good about, not alluding to who it, but it's Alexander Cades, and the film that she's working on is Election. And that hit me hard because, I used to be a professor at Pitt. I used to teach a course called Politics and Film. And Election was one of the movies that we covered. And reading this...
I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. And this gave me a whole new perspective.
It's fucking great.
And she's talking about that film. This is the film she's talking about. And everyone tortures her to death.
Really?
Who's in that movie?
Reese Witherspoon and
I remember
Broderick.
that. Yeah,
Matthew Broderick. It's an excellent movie.
Fouch.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alexander Payne is the director who is the Oscar-winning director who tortures her.
Really?
But
What an
I mean,
asshole.
if you just read this, and actually, I googled it, and this came out 2 weeks ago, and oh my God, is Hollywood lighting up about this little 3-page bit that
That's
she
fucking
wrote.
awesome.
Oh,
Good.
Which is
that
good.
guy. Fuck
I mean,
It's really
we thought
good.
that this little bit of fiction, and
deserves a tongue
Glitterbomb
to the
was,
head.
we identified with what we hate
Oh,
or
yeah.
what we think we hate about Hollywood and all that's happened. She lived it. And she has actual stories, so definitely read the last couple
That's
pages.
cool.
of
That's cool. That makes
Glitterbomb.
this a little cooler.
Yep.
I mean, I like this
Yeah.
anyway, but that was cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
take a
this
read
lot.
because it's an intriguing read, and then if you've seen Election, the blood and sweat this poor woman put in to make that movie happen.
See, but I feel like it could have gone so different if she just smacked a couple motherfuckers in their mouth. They're talking shit. It's that's it. Boom, smacked them. What's the end result? Is she still out of the movie business? Maybe, or maybe she's that chick that you don't fuck with. Don't say that shit to her. Don't accost her.
She will smack you in the mouth.
She'll
will smack
fucking
you in the
smack
mouth.
you right in the mouth. She
In
gives
front
no
of people.
fucks.
In
Yeah.
front of
She needs
In
the,
front of
the
people.
tongue.
She'll
the
make
Glitterbomb tongue.
What's that?
She needs that tongue, man.
Yeah,
Props
the
also
Cthulhu
to,
tongue. That's what I've been calling it.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
props to Image for reprinting that story, that 3-page thing from her for
Yeah.
Because I mean
great.
that they could potentially get blacklisted on maybe
Oh,
they're
yeah.
trying to make some a movie out of one of their books, and they fuck with the wrong people in Hollywood, and they're just Image, nope, nobody went
Here's
that's pretty
what's
badass.
Great
Right,
about
right.
today, though, we've got Netflix and all these other
That's
Amazon,
true.
and now I think that the game's kind of. I don't want to say it's cute, it's changing completely, but you've got independent people that are willing to produce kind of not risque, but very dynamic stories and things like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember we were talking about Stranger Things. The brothers took Stranger Things to 18 different networks. It was an amazing number. It was a 2-digit number before Netflix finally said yes, and now we have it, and it's great.
Yeah,
they were rejected by.
Oh yeah, they were
Wow.
rejected by a 2-digit number of networks.
I think
before.
it's just a testament to this whole millennial movement where just this generation isn't satisfied with just going mainstream routes in the status quo. People have their day jobs, but they also have side hustles and passions. Even what we're doing here now or whatever. It's not just we're going to go to work for 40 hours, maybe drink at the end of the night and go home to our families or whatever, and slowly die over the course of 60 years. Right? I mean, we actually want to be fulfilled as well as make a living. So whether that's having a job and a hobby or a hustle or whatever, or even venturing out on your own and doing some things. I mean, and you see that me as a comedian, like, we don't, like, I don't go the improv route. Like, we do independent shows. You see a lot of that with artists.
Yeah.
And, just people in general, with small businesses and the GoFundMes. And, like, there's so many avenues to get your ideas out. And, like, once you get those out there, and it's basically building your own, like publicity, your ball or whatever. And then somebody might come through and pay you for that or whatever, give you that like Netflix show or whatever. But even then, like, you've built it up to a point where like you can choose. Like, when I looked at Dave Chappelle and the way he like walked away from Comedy Central once they were like, look, we're going to take creative control, and he was like, nah, I'm cool, and he walked away from that. So I mean, I just see. I see a lot of that going on right now, and it's dope because there's a lot of support for it because we are all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, especially like since Epicast is up at Work Hard, where where they are, where you guys are. Where I mean, we won't be up there, but we'll be on the net. Whatever.
Yeah.
And like seeing like communities like that it's fucking awesome. Like it's a bunch of people who are just like, you know what, we're gonna do all this shit ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't need to like go we don't need to go talk to fucking. Like a larger podcaster, like because there are podcasts like larger podcast networks, and like but it's like those are so big that it like kind of gets to like a corporate level or whatever. And
I was at a podcast panel and they called them procasters.
Oh yeah.
So
exactly.
like if you have a budget and you know what I mean, like you spend a lot of money in production or whatever, you're apparently a procaster. Yeah. And the term that I learned is that we're indie casters, and I didn't even know that was a thing. I just thought everybody had a podcast. Was just
and listen, people coming up with names like procaster and indiecaster are so fucking lame. Podcast. They're like sitting around like the budgeting and the financing and the marketing. We're a procaster. Like you are so uncreative. Like you do not have a podcast because nobody wants to hear a fucking thing you have to say.
You know what? I hate the labels, but I think what you're saying is true, and I hate I hate that like whiny shit. But on the other hand, I work at Work Hard Pittsburgh. I work in a nonprofit at Work Hard Pittsburgh, and the other day, I know I'll keep him anonymous, but he said a guy who works in conjunction with Work Hard said. I don't really want to make money. I mean, I want to make enough to live, but I want to make sure that I help people. And I'm hearing that from a lot of people our age.
Yeah.
Like, they don't, as long as they, get food on the table, they have a roof over their heads, as long as they're doing good in the world, they're okay with just, like, shocking up with other people, as long as they're okay and happy. Yeah. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
you don't need as much to be happy. I know before I got into comedy, like, I was going to go to L.A., and just be a beach bum because like when the weather is nice and like you have culture the whole nine, like it just seems you don't need as much. Like in Pittsburgh, we're in a climate where like half the year is dark as fuck. Like you need a lot of drugs and alcohol to kind of get you.
Our weather's worse than Seattle's.
Yeah, but like when
people don't know that.
Yeah, but when you have like something like the environment that's not killing you half the year, you're a little happier. And I think the same thing is when like with the arts and like what we're doing here is we're finding those drug alternatives. Like this is our kratom. I mean, this is
like right now we're like drinking. We're on the beach right now. Like,
exactly.
Like we're getting all of our creative shit out.
This is our kratom. This is what gets us, by or whatever. And I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Brief bullshit thing about Stranger Things, not that itself, but
Greg fucking loves Stranger Things.
He wants to get in those 20 pages of notes he had.
Oh yeah.
Well, so jealous you run a podcast dedicated.
It's adding up. Yeah, it'll be out there eventually. But no, the purity of that first season, I'm really. I'm pissed because I heard like the only two named like recognizable named actors that were on that first season were Winona Ryder and Matthew Modine. And now that it's like renewed for season 2, it's like, oh sweet, this stuff, this entity, this love child that got rejected by Double Digit. I find out now, thank you, Becky, from Double Digit Networks. Now what did we find out? It was Vince Vaughn and somebody else are on board.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's Vince Vaughn and somebody else who's. Like between Matthew Modine and Winona Ryder, like both of those are 80s stars. That's totally appropriate. And everybody else is an excellent actor, up and coming. Now, let's say you have like 10 new roles. One of them or two of them are taken up by people that I think it was Vince Vaughn and somebody else. I can't remember who the other person was. Neither of whom were around before the late 90s.
Right.
And it's like that's somebody else. Like. Vince Vaughn's got a career. He doesn't need help or anything. He's a fair weather, whatever you want to call it.
Damn, shots fired.
Yeah, bandwagoner. Like now that the thing's taken up, now people that are in Hollywood, now people are interested. Before that many people were disinterested in it, and like that's like now that what are their names? Millie Bobby Brown and the kid who plays she. But that's that many people who now are going to have careers because this new thing took a chance on them. But now that Vince Vaughn's in there, that's somebody else who's not going to have an opportunity.
Right.
It's fucked up. That really pisses me off.
Fuck 'em.
So
Don't fuck with Greg Stranger Things.
Yeah, don't fuck with Stranger Things.
You'll meet Big Dick Pete. I agree with you though. That's absolutely like
That's an interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that they were putting more famous people on it, but yeah, that kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be cool if it was like Henry Thomas or somebody, or like the kid Elliot from ET.
Oh yeah.
Like he's still an actor, but you don't really see him that in like big things. That would be cool if you had him, or like
absolutely
even like Drew Barrymore would be cool. You know, like anybody.
Oh, that would be great.
I would welcome Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, people who you from the '80s that I don't know, that'd be awesome. But yeah,
part of what
fucking
added
Vince
to that
Vaughn.
feel was the fact that you really didn't know anybody. Everybody was super fucking talented.
Yeah.
You weren't really familiar with anyone except Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
And it had that feeling where you start injecting like these other associations by putting in famous actors like Vince Vaughn, and all of a sudden, like for me anyway, I have this association with what the fuck is the one with the fraternity? Old School. The old school, or the, what do they call them? The frat pack or something.
Yeah.
It was like Vince
yeah,
Vaughn.
Frat
Will
Pack.
Ferrell.
It's the '80s guy, the kids.
The 90s.
No, not the Brat Pack.
Oh,
the,
you're thinking
the
the
Frat
Frat
Pack.
Pack. Oh,
Later
okay,
on,
sorry, I'm
the
sorry.
'90s one, the late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Will
Who's in
Ferrell,
the Frat
Owen
Pack?
Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you inject that in, and I feel like their presence in the first season would have detracted from that very nostalgic, like being totally immersed in that experience.
They somehow got people who look like they were from the 80s.
Right,
Like their
yeah.
faces look like they're from the 80s.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, I don't know how that works, but like
hair, like
I mean,
hair
hair,
and clothing, like it's everything.
Something about like those kids, like all the kids look like they're like fucking 80s kids. Like they
great.
look like little, like old pictures of like
They look like me and my friends.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like
Those kids
like
were
derpy looking fucking
wonderful.
kids from the 80s. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, I was the
Yeah.
derpiest.
So whereas for the whole first season, if you watch like except for like when the monster appears, there's some obvious CG, but other than that, like we watched the first 3 minutes of the first episode at your house, and if you just saw that, it would just be like, oh yeah, this could be, if I knew nothing else, this could be something from. It's like Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings is a newer band that sounds like they're from like Motown era, 60s.
Man, they're so fucking awesome.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So as soon as you put Vince Vaughn in there, it's just going to ruin it.
Yeah.
I do want to tell you though, because I was
True Detective.
we were doing
Oh, I
research
knew
on
that
this
shit
for
was
the
gonna suck.
podcast that I was
It
on.
was horrible.
The Demogorgon,
Right.
The monster is they wanted to ensure that it wasn't completely CGI because they thought it looked bad. So they did a combination of like puppetry and real life, I don't know, fucking paper mache,
Animatronics.
and
The way that it should be all
and
the time.
CGI, and I think it looked great.
Yeah. Like
it was killer.
the reason why when
Yeah.
you watch Jurassic Park, it still
Yeah.
looks fucking awesome.
So they did and I didn't know that I honestly thought it was CGI, and I thought they did a damn good job of it, but they purposefully set out to not make it
Good.
completely CGI.
Yeah. Or like the first
The
Lord of the Rings.
Duffer Brothers, that's the name.
Give me fucking rubbery Jabba the Hutt any
Yeah.
day. Any day.
Yeah.
Any
Agreed.
fucking week. I want that.
Yeah.
And
Man,
I don't want
just get
CGI.
just
with
get the
Lord
Jim
of the
Henson
Rings
Company to
versus
do
The
everything.
Hobbit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the thing about
wanna be
Jabba the
creeped
Hutt
out.
I loved, like I could imagine how he would feel. I could poke him. I could stroke him. I know how he would feel just in every texture.
Do you have any adult comics in here?
Well done, Jared.
You would know just like
Nice.
Princess Leia.
No. But then they were so good. They were so good. You knew his tail would be like cold and wet.
Okay, we're still going.
We're still on Jabba, man.
I never took it to
Go
his
back
anus.
and watch it.
Like, I just,
Go back
it's
and
just
watch
not
it, man.
a,
His tail looks
now
so,
I can't
so
never watch the
different.
movie without thinking
His
about
tail
it.
looks so different than the rest of him.
The thing that bothers me the most is just like the slime that's coming out of his mouth.
Oh, absolutely.
The mouth slime. And you know that
it's
it smells bad.
gooey and it stunk.
Yeah, it smells bad. And like Leia had to like sleep on him all
So
night.
this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she looks like super hot, but you're like, she's hot, but like, oh, that's gross. It's like, I don't know. Did he fuck her? I don't know.
It's like when you see a sugar baby with a sugar daddy. It's like, no, that's got to be nasty.
And then
You're
if you
doing
watch
what you got to do.
Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut's got the shit
Okay,
dropping
Pizza the
in
Hut
his
looks
mouth.
delicious.
Yeah.
Pizza the Hut looks fucking
I would
Pizza Hut's
fucking,
got the crack
I would
drop
dip
in
that
his
nigga in
mouth
ranch.
That's like
Dip Pizza Hut in ranch.
That's going to be one of the hashtags for this episode. I would dip that nigga in ranch.
Hashtag
the fact that
I'm writing that
sequel
down.
never happened is a crime.
But it's cool that Glitterbomb takes a very
Here we go.
a rare stab at the Hollywood machine. It's not too often that we see that. So applause to Glitterbomb. I know, like once when I was watching Mulholland Drive and I realized that was part of what Mulholland Drive is about, then I was like, oh sweet, because I imagine it's not. I don't know, it's a fight that not many people want to put up, because the whole Hollywood stuff.
So I guess we should probably go to the last book.
Well, no. Who's gonna read more?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So once again, to the left, Dan, will you read more of this?
I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
just hearing about it, like when I opened up the first page and I saw like that nigga's head get blown off by her tongue, I was like, this is something I'm into.
Yeah.
And then, there might be like a glory hole around this bitch, so I might even buy him from here.
Yeah.
Right on.
Greg?
Support your local comic
I wonder
shop.
if there's a way to pre-order it. Yeah, I'm psyched.
All right. Jamie?
Yeah, sure. I would.
I'm into Cthulhu, and I'm into sticking it to the Hollywood man, so yeah.
I'm into giving bitches what they need. So yeah, I'll read. The second one.
I'm going to agree with all you guys. I'd say I would read more. In fact, turning that. I was in here when we were picking the books, and I turned that page and saw that dude's fucking head blow. I was like, "Yep, this one.
That's it,
Yeah, we're doing this one.
Done.
Yep, absolutely."
The art was very, very good in this.
It was really good.
yeah.
No, it was
I don't-
incredible.
I don't know who this artist is, but fucking kudos to you, Jabril, if that's how you say your name.
Alanis
It's a
Morissette's
DJ.
brother,
I'm going to say
Jabril.
it's Jabril. It's awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know. All right, so last book, Eclipse.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Eclipse.
nice.
Yeah, this is a fucking cool book. This is created by
Topical.
Zach Kaplan. Zach Kaplan's the writer. The artist is Giovanni Timpano.
It's an image book.
So, brief summary. It's an image book. Also, Top Cow. I don't really understand how that works. Top Cow's like a smaller publisher. They go through image.
I should know how that works. I don't.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's like they produce the book and then the image kind of puts it out. I guess.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
they
I don't know.
distribute it.
Yeah.
I think that's how.
I would assume.
I think, but I don't know.
No, we're just once again wildly speculating.
Speculation.
Yes. So okay, this book is about a world in the near future where the sun is something happened. There was a solar flare, and as a result, the atmosphere is no longer good enough to protect the Earth from the solar radiation.
So it's like Pittsburgh in August.
So people literally can't go outside during the day.
So they
Yeah.
will melt.
Yeah, they literally melt into goo. So
And it looks pretty cool when it has happened.
It looks real fucking cool.
It's on the cover if you want to
Yeah.
just look at the cover.
And so it kind of centers around this dude who is there's he's not the police. It's like a kind of a group of people who they have these suits and they work for a corporation, but they kind of maintain the world during the day. Or if like someone needs something needs to be fixed during the day, they go out in these like suits that keep them from being burned alive, and they fix whatever needs fixed and. Sorry, whatever needs to be fixed. That was very Pittsburgh.
Good catch, Jared.
Yeah, that's so. They basically they find during the day they find somebody who's just out in the middle of the fucking
Times Square, right?
Times Square who has been burned, and written in their blood on the wall says they were scorched and because they had no root. Matthew 13:8 or 6. And whoever wrote that's not good at 6s or 8s. But so and apparently it's like an important person. It was somebody who was like had some clout or something. So they're trying to figure out how this happened, who did it to them, and it's pretty cool. So as this guy gets called into like the head office, and the guy's like, "Hey, I need you to protect my daughter," and so they go out to protect her to a day club.
Yeah, this is where it gets weird.
Because instead of a nightclub, obviously, like people are awake during the nighttime now, and
Because they live underground.
they live underground. So during the day they're underground sleeping, and then
Right.
exactly. So if you want to get fucked up, you go to the day club. And,
You gotta go to the surface.
right.
Sounds like my kind of club.
It literally does. So they're trying to protect this girl, and essentially the equivalent of like a solar drive-by happens.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Wow.
That was the
they're
greatest.
Yeah, they're trying to protect her, and someone drives by in a truck that has mirrors on the side that's reflecting the sunlight and burns these motherfuckers alive.
Something like the vampires, like
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What's
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What's that? The one with Will Smith? I Am
Legend.
I Am Legend, or whatever.
I was thinking
or
Blade.
Daybreakers. Daybreakers.
Yeah, Daybreak.
That movie's no one talks about that movie. That movie's fucking awesome. Willem Dafoe, man.
Oh, it's
that movie's
solid.
fucking awesome.
It's solid, yeah.
Anyway,
I think Blade's pretty solid.
Blade's
Blade
awesome.
brought that doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
But the reason it says Daybreakers though is because the majority of the population is allergic to the sun.
Exactly.
Because
They're
they're
all
all vampires.
vampires,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did see that. Yeah, that movie
it's really
was fucking,
cool.
Yeah, that movie was really
Sam
cool.
Neill's in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they
it's cool,
give
but-
any credit to I Am Legend for that?
In that movie?
Yeah, like is there any like creative credit given?
I don't know. That's a good
That's a good
point
question.
because
Have you
it's
seen-
almost like Daybreakers would be the aftermath of I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you read the book?
That- yeah,
The
we
I
actually-
Am
we
Legend?
talked about it.
Was
Yeah, it's
so
so
fucking
awesome.
yeah. Like
No,
I was
it's
actually
awesome.
so disappointed when I saw the movie. I was
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
is
All three
terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's like
awful.
the
Right.
not even
Not
like
even
you
not
could-
even close.
Yeah, it's not even.
All three movies mess it up.
blew it.
All
Yeah.
three of them in some regard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
there were three items.
They're
There's
The Omega Man.
very
well, starting with Vincent Price, it's The Last Man on Earth, which it's like each one has their focal point. With him, with that one, he's more the family man, that character. And then in the 70s, it was the Omega Man, probably the best out of the three with Charlton Heston. That one focused on him being more militaristic than the others. That one, this is so stupid. The producers, whose names I wish I could call you assholes out right now, but they said, I've watched the featurette and they said, like, oh, we were really concerned that vampires were such a dated thing because Dracula came out in the 30s. So instead of making them vampires, they made them like albino glitter robe wearing afro whatever. Like, oh, good thing you guys didn't want to date something in the 1970s. Dumbass. So stupid. That's the one thing that keeps that movie from being perfect.
And it's crazy because like the story, like when you read it, like it's about vampires, but like it's not almost
not.
because it focuses so much on this post-apocalyptic dude that's just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
And like the survival the whole nine, and him like going crazy, and like they're just like they're a driving point, like to this insanity or whatever. But like it really isn't just like a vampire flick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that when I like I didn't see the other movies, but like with the movie I Am Legend or whatever, it was like there was too much
He's
involvement
like a scientist.
with
And
this.
he's like trying to fix it and shit.
Well,
like,
yeah,
what are you talking
like-
The focal point
And
of
the
that one,
vampires
yeah.
did not have any fucking like sense to them.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, because in the book, there are people.
Right.
Like his neighbor keeps like every day comes out. He's like, "Get out of here, Robert!
Yeah.
Get the fuck out! I'm gonna fuck
I
you up,
love
man!
that.
Get out of the house!"
Yeah.
Like he's like all
He's
night
lost
yelling.
it. Yeah,
all night
He's
yelling at him.
completely fucking lost it, and that's
Yeah.
what the beauty of it was like seeing this fucking dude that's going absolutely crazy and fighting, depression and insanity and still surviving, and like,
Yeah.
but why?
Yeah.
And that's the big question. Is like,
And then-
why? And then like, at the end, that whole fucking thing just
Yeah.
kind of
You're like,
fucks
oh,
you
right.
all the
Oh.
way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're like, whoa. So this guy I've been reading about, like, you are not the majority. Like,
Well,
you're like,
he's a monster.
yeah,
He
you're
is a monster.
you're
Like,
the
all
oddity.
that has turned him into a
And
monster.
you're the strange thing in the world.
And that's what's kind of crazy because, like, I look at, when I consider myself a liberal or whatever, and, like, I look at things and I'm like, man, people are just fucking crazy. And sometimes I think to myself, like, am I the oddity? Like, am I the one that, like, maybe I should just fucking lay down and let this shit happen? Maybe Kardashians are the most important thing on the planet. Maybe I should wonder what they're doing. It's like, so...
Am I stupid?
Like, yeah, like I might get captured and they'd be like, and they like reveal, like, look, bro, like you're the troll, bro, like let it go.
Yeah.
No, man, I think about this often because for so many years I've had this belief that the majority of the world, like the majority of the people out there, are well natured and have the capacity for deep thought. And are really in their hearts good, right? But I've just had this fucking skewed experience because I've been so selective with the people I associate myself with that I project all of their qualities out into the world. And then I go out into the world and I'm surrounded by fucking dickheads who I think are like my friends, but they're not. Like, we are the minority. We are the monsters.
we are
the
the
fucking
legend.
Dan,
we are legend.
We are legend.
Dan.
Yeah, we are.
I'm
writing
going to
that
call back
hashtag
to one
down,
of my
too.
favorite movie quotes, which is from Men in Black, which was where, he says, a person is smart, people are dumb, panicky animals, and you know it. And most people are stupid.
Yeah, that's not
statistically speaking, most people are stupid.
Well, look at the current election.
Yeah,
right.
indeed.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Look out at the south side right now. I mean,
right? Yeah, like literally right outside the door.
Yeah.
You can just look out there and be like, "Yeah, you're right. Everybody out there is stupid as fuck." That's
people.
true.
I love these people.
Oh yeah. Dan loves them.
Last time I
Come
didn't
visit
freak out on
Southside
someone on the
Comic.
stoop. Yeah. It did not happen.
Well, your profile on the website says, "Come to the shop and see Dan. Do not throw up outside the shop."
Come see the big hay sign. You can't miss it.
I was more mad at the guy, not the girl.
Like I was being like kind of a dick,
right? Like
Yeah.
I was okay.
Also-
Because he was being
also
such a dude bro about it.
Yeah,
That
but
was the problem.
but also you were like on edge too. Like you were ready to fucking kill somebody.
well, because he got shitty about it.
Yeah.
He did.
No, like yeah. But I think you started off also like a little bit on edge.
To catch everybody up, about a month ago, there was a girl out in front of the stoop. She
I made a
puked on
joke that he did not think was okay.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, because like I just met you or whatever, but like you look like the type of dude that would like people will test here on the South Side. I only say that just because like I'm a skinny, like light skinned Negro and I dress well, so I was often the dude that niggas would test. Like they would just see me and they would just think I was a dude to fuck with. And they didn't know I was from Braddock, so like like it would be.
Oh yeah, we went to the same high
You
school.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You just nailed it. Like when I was in college, like everybody tested me.
Yeah.
I was a skinny guy with a baby face.
Exactly.
And I rolled with like a pretty deep crew, and like we would have a good time, and I would be the one that would get singled out, to get picked on, and people would fuck with me.
And like you're not trying to start trouble, but at the same time, I'm not a bitch. Like I'm not. I got my limits, and so at some point, I'm gonna wire your jaw. Like I mean, like
Dave, wait, say that one more time, Dave. What happens? What happens when somebody fucks with you enough?
they get their jaw wired.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Remember that. Everybody listening, remember that.
Like,
if you're
I
an
will-
adult and you don't know how to talk to other adults, sometimes you get your jaw wired.
like, I mean, I
a
will-
guy
I will try
that's
to
shaped
deflect.
like a pear.
Like a fucking maraca.
Yeah.
Like a goddamn human maraca.
I will
Listen.
try to deflect. I will try to be civil as possible. But at some point, like I'm still a nigga. Like I'm still a man. I'm a grown man. You're a grown man, and you're talking to me like I'm a kid. There's a point,
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. It's been a pleasure having you on.
You have made his
Stop
point.
It's funny, because like we actually talked about this. Dan and I talked about this. Like for whatever reason, like if we're going out, like if someone wants to test somebody, they always test Dan. Like they don't.
No,
Well, I
yeah.
think
usually
it's because
test
of
me.
what
Why?
you said earlier.
I don't
because-
know why.
I wouldn't test you.
He's tattooed.
You're
got
fucking
muscles
Diesel
and
right now.
Yeah, like he's like a big dude. Like,
Yeah.
something. I don't know what it is. Like,
Maybe it's the
people test
Kangol.
you.
It's
He
the.
said this before.
It's
He's
the jitney
tattooed.
hat.
He wears dark
It
clothes.
might
And
be.
some
It
people
might
have
be
that
his fucking
vision of
jitney hat,
him.
man. I don't know what it is. This
You're
is
a big
no-
fucking teddy bear.
They don't know that.
I know.
I still wouldn't. Of all the people in the crew, I probably wouldn't choose you.
No.
You're not the dude I'm coming at. Like, we might have to talk it out. Like,
You'd not be totally into that idea.
Yeah, you'd be pleasantly surprised. You're like, oh, this dude's actually.
He'll take you to a mindfulness seminar and work out your problems. Because that's how Dan operates.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but I will also like. There's also this part of me that like I don't think it'll ever be gone because like I'm an adult now and I've had a number of experiences. I've had a number of chances where a number of situations where I talked it out and it was reasonable. But like even as a fucking grown ass man, I've had to hit people before because like that's just what the situation called for.
All right.
And I'm not saying that. I'm never going to say that that's not the right response.
Sometimes,
Like somebody just needs to be cracked.
right.
And I'm
Sometimes
not
there
saying, like-
will be violence.
Yeah.
See, I
I've never
don't
done that.
necessarily like
I would've
if someone's
preferred
coming at me,
female.
yeah, I'll
Honestly,
I'll
I've wanted
take
to.
care of it. But like, I don't know, because I'm maybe it's like just the deep arrogance of me that like when someone's fucking with me, I'm just like, yeah, you're probably like dumb, so
That's
I'm
how I
not going
feel.
to take it seriously. Like if somebody, if we're out, I'll just be like, yeah, man, that's fine, that's cool. Like I'm still, at a deep level, like I'm just better than you are.
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna like let you fucking fuck with my equilibrium or whatever.
Yeah, see, and I don't know that that's any better, though, because I think having the position, like, I don't necessarily think... My thought is, you haven't learned this lesson yet. Like, there's a lesson you haven't learned yet in life, and now you're an adult, and you're encountering someone who's willing to teach you this lesson.
now I got to be your daddy.
Like, yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, clearly your daddy didn't teach you how to be a fucking grown man out there on these streets.
Right.
You're doing shit that, like, you know, so now I got to teach you.
Or you went to school with a bunch of bitches, or you went to, like, some fucking private school. You grew up out in, like, the fucking suburbs where nobody got hit. Like, listen, man, like, you can't fucking talk to people. You just can't talk to people certain ways. And when you do and something happens, like, you need to take away some lesson from that, because I guarantee you it'll happen again.
My solace, I take solace in the idea that I take solace in is like, I'm not going to be the dude who like pulls out a fucking gun or like some brass knuckles and just like ends your life.
No,
but I'm also not going to help you avoid that person. Like if that person's like, I'll be like, no, you can talk shit to me. That's cool. That's not gonna bother me. Whatever. Like I'll just run off. Like I don't even know you. Like you don't know me. Fuck off. Like that's fine. But I'm looking forward to the moment where somebody who's crazy as fuck, you talk to them that way, and they're gonna do some crazy shit to you, and you're gonna be surprised. And then I'm just gonna like let that like lull me to sleep at night. that thought. Like someone's gonna fucking stab you someday, dude.
Yeah.
Well, like someone's gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to go to jail, but like someone is going to fucking stab you, and it's going to be funny.
And
like,
you're right.
You're going to deserve it, and they'll be right.
The last time, well, seeing from Jared's point of view, I can't remember the last time I initiated anything like that, but seeing from the other point of view, the last time I really came close was Monday. So,
Greg, was this that lady you were telling me about?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god!
Is it the same Greg they're talking about?
So wait, no, I gotta tell you guys, I've seen a lot of Greg rants via text message. I have never seen him so angry via text message.
If you want to
tell us, Greg.
I don't remember what I wrote in the text to tell you.
So tell us what happened.
What happened?
We want to know what happened.
All right, it was just like she's like fuck. I gotta keep from like going too far back, but
The description was perfect. I gotta look at it.
If you're looking it up, then that's cool. But like I teach lessons. There's this music lessons. This woman's in her mid 50s, but the self-entitled whatever. But I just kind of deal with it. I don't care.
Is this a middle-aged white lady?
Kate 8 plus 8. I want to talk to your manager haircut.
I think I've told you about this one.
These people are the worst people in the fucking
They
world.
really are.
Well, she's
For whatever reason, I have no patience.
this woman. Like, on the one hand, like I feel bad for this woman because she's like I don't think that she has any family. I know that she doesn't have any friends. I wouldn't want to be friends with her. And she's like kind of brought up through born again Christian stuff, and she's that by itself isn't that. But it's just like coupled with like no hope for future or like anything happiness in
this
your
big
life.
block of text.
So, but like. The kid just before, like, there was a kid who came in for his first guitar lesson. He came in and he was borrowing a classical guitar. I sat him down. He was there for 30 minutes, 34 to be exact, because 4 minutes past this woman's lesson time, she interrupted the lesson. It's like, oh, it's my time. And I said, like, oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Like, I'll just be another minute. She's like, well, what do you want me to do? Now, again, I feel bad for her because she's like, I guess through early like she had a partial lobotomy earlier in her life because they didn't know what to do with her because she had epilepsy.
Oh wow!
So
they do that. For
Jesus Christ!
Really horrible epilepsy.
Yeah, so I do feel for her, and I don't wish ill upon her or anything. Usually, so she but then she spouted out some really kind of bad stuff. Like as she was walking away, whenever I told her oh hold on, I'll just get these people to wrap up. What did I tell you, Becky? I told you via text. What was it that I said?
This is wonderful. You just said that I just had a full raised voice argument with this is all capital letters, crazy personified at a mid-50s female, partially lobotomized, epileptic, racist, religious fanatic student of mine.
Greg was pissed.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you go on and on and on and on. And then, I told him that I was finally tolerating water and Capri Suns because I just got out of surgery. And you're like, that's impressive with the water and Capri Suns.
Well, because it was
after all of this ranting about this bitch, you're like, That's impressive. I was like, because it was like from an earlier text that I sent him, and I was like, that is the best thing I've ever
He
received.
he cooled down as he was typing. He was like, also, that was cool.
Because I was in the middle of typing that when she said, like, oh, I just drank like 4 Capri Suns, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, good for you, you know? It's like, that makes me feel better. Thank you.
But it was like, I got this mountain text. I'm like, you are really angry at this lady.
It had just happened, yeah. But so, because like this kid left.
That's
like,
that's bad form to interrupt someone's lesson. You just don't fucking do that
way.
ever.
No way whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was my fault that I went 4 fucking minutes past the lesson time. Sorry, Sharon. But,
fucking asshole.
before the kid's even out of earshot, I turned around, like, I was closing the door and I said, Sharon, what was that? And she, like, I shouldn't have said her. Well, I'm not saying her last name anyway. And she was like,
She knows. She knows.
I'm sure she listens because her library has the internet.
Throwing grenades at this woman.
Jesus Christ.
Greg's hit her in the ribs.
I no sooner shut the door and I was like, Sharon, what was that? And she was like, oh, well, these kids should be respecting their elders. I was like, how about respecting some common decency, asshole? You know? And she's like, oh, well, the church told me to respect their elders. I'm like, what's the matter? Like, what did the church tell you about respecting 6-year-old boys? That's who was just in here. And she was like,
That's not talked about quite as much.
oh, right.
There are different rules about that.
And then she's like, oh, I see kids like that in my neighborhood in Beachview. They're bastards. They're born out of wedlock. I'm like, because this kid's Hispanic. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, you said that.
I was
Wait,
like,
you said another word
Whoa.
too.
Whoa.
You used the word spick.
yeah, she called him a spick. He's a 6-year-old kid.
Wow.
Like, he was in there. He did fine for his
How
first
can,
30-minute
being
lesson.
racist against kids is like a different
The
level.
worst.
Oh, my God.
You are the
Fucking
worst
level of
kind of
racist.
human in the world.
Like, if someone cuts you off in
Up
traffic
there
and you
with
say some
bringing
horrible shit,
babies
okay.
to the theater.
Oh, I get racist as fuck when I get like, even like when I'm grabbing and shit. Like I was downtown and like I was at a green light, and these fucking chicks like were walking by, and they were just taking their fucking time, and I had a green light, and I was like, you fucking I yelled out, I was like, you fucking towel heads or whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
And she looks at me like, I'm Mexican though, so that doesn't even faze me, B. Like, you know, like I did. I just went there. I don't know.
But if
Like,
it was a kid, you would have been like,
I would just look at his parent and just
Right.
racially just slur at the parent.
right.
He doesn't know any better.
Right.
You know.
But yeah, like being racist against a kid like that is just like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
with
I
you?
mean,
Come on.
in fairness, she is missing part of her brain. Like,
yeah.
listen, if somebody said
guess
somebody
so.
like if somebody said some really ill shit to me, like really ill shit to me, I'd be like, oh, but they're missing like half their brain.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
You
That's
literally.
cool. Come on, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's just shh. I'm gonna play you a song. You like songs, right?
I don't know. I might be like, Sharon, you know that was a kid, and like, I didn't realize you're missing half your brain. But you should never fucking say anything like that again.
Yeah.
Just remember that from now on.
Try
Next
to grow some of that back.
Remember, Jesus was brown. Jesus was brown.
yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, let's. I got the signal from Jared. Let's. So anyway, the rest of this book.
You're not supposed to say that you're getting the
Eclipse
signal.
is a really
and the
great
signal
comic.
looks like
this is like this is like a really good. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't look. Yeah. So they drive by fucking. They murk these motherfuckers with the sun, and then the dude, the girl lives. Their bodies fall on top of her. And she lives because she doesn't get the sunlight. And then the dude in the main character in the suit comes and fucking saves her, and she's like, thanks. And then the dude who was presumably driving the truck gets out, and he is just out in the sun, and he's not burning. And they're like, why the fuck isn't he burning? And that's the end of it. And that's pretty. I think that's pretty cool.
And he's just like Gandalf.
This is
Just
an
like Gandalf.
awesome comic,
He's like the
man.
reverse Blade.
Yeah, he's like reverse Blade. Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, he is Blade. 'Cause Blade is
Yeah, Blade-
Daywalker.
he's
so
Daywalker,
actually
yeah,
just
he's
Blade.
Daywalker.
This is my favorite.
People used to call me that in high school.
Love that movie. That movie was so ahead of its time. man.
Remember that
Blade?
monkey?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it doesn't
God,
get
yeah.
enough credit, man.
No.
It
fucking-
changed. Like,
Blade is
that was
great.
one of the first comic book movies.
You're right. It paved
that,
the
like,
way.
It was an action movie, and it was a good movie.
It was well done.
That like
Yeah.
stood alone, and like you didn't have to know like the backstory. Even like
Right.
the first movie didn't have that slow lag of like the build up and the back. Like it was,
Dude, it fucking dropped you right in there, man.
yeah, it was like fucking.
There was no fucking
Snipes, man. I fucking
Wesley
love that
Snipes
dude.
is a bad
Badass
He
dude,
does
man.
not get nearly
he
enough
is
credit.
a fucking-
I have never watched a bad Wesley Snipes movie, man.
No,
like,
for real.
he was Nino
tax
Brown,
evading fucking awesome
fucking
motherfucker.
To Wong Fu. He went from
yeah,
Nino Brown
yeah.
to Blade to To
Nino
Wong
Brown,
Fu.
yes.
Yes,
Really
yes,
back to
New
back?
Jack City.
My favorite,
New
the best
Jack
line.
City.
It was like,
He is
well, I mean, I don't know, it's bad.
fantastic.
I just throughout his career, like for him to be able to play, Nino Brown and To Wong
Major
Fu
League?
and Blade or whatever.
The
Major
fucking
League.
funniest
Yeah,
fucking
funny
Major
as
League.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, I
Amazing.
mean, he's a fucking amazing ass character. Like when I look at that the same way I look at like Tom Hanks when you're doing Forrest Gump and then Saving Private Ryan. Like that range is amazing.
Bachelor
And for
Party?
you to go, yeah, exactly. For you to go from Blade and Nino Brown to To Wong Fu and a joke like that is. He doesn't get enough respect, and Blade doesn't get enough
Blade
respect
is an
as a movie,
underrated
man.
movie.
It is highly underrated.
Underrated.
Blade is one of the reasons why we have so many fucking superhero
Yes.
movies.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
because
very
like
much
box
so.
office wise, it did well, and like people were invested, and and it was crazy because like. It wasn't like it was a comic book movie, but it wasn't
didn't realize
built
that.
as it wasn't built. It was built as an action kind of like vampire movie,
Vampire movie.
and
Wesley Snipes movie too.
Yeah, it was, and like
Yeah.
that was one of the first times that like an actual because Wesley Snipes was huge, Demolition Man and the whole
Oh,
nine,
yeah.
like, for him to get like be on like a comic book movie as opposed to back in the day when they would just try to get assholes. Other than the DC side, I mean, you had fuck them. I'm sorry. That went on. Shout out to Wesley if you listen to this, man. I love
Yeah,
you.
he's awesome.
is a great
Also,
guy.
can I just say, damn,
Yeah.
crack. That's the best fucking line in that movie, man. I love that movie. All right, so I think that's about.
Who's gonna read more clips?
Oh right,
Oh,
fuck,
I
can't-
am.
It's a new thing. I'm sorry.
I'm going to.
Dan, you gonna read more?
Who's
Yeah.
not going to read more clips?
Right, yeah.
I want to know who
Honestly.
that fucking asshole is at the end.
Right, yeah. The Gandalf, the fucking glowing or whatever.
Yeah. This was my
Gandalf
favorite book
the
of this
Gold.
week.
Gandalf the Gold. Yeah. Dave, are you interested? You didn't read it, but are you interested? It's not. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm hoping it's a different type. Like, will I actually read it? Probably not. I'm about like 2 years like.
You should, though.
behind.
No,
That's
honestly,
fair.
it's
But
great.
it sounds
if you
like
Blade,
a great, it sounds like
Yeah,
a great
you'll like
concept
it.
or whatever. And I would recommend anybody that's into the whole vampire Blade, I Am Legend type thing or whatever to fucking get into that.
So I'll say yes. I didn't even think of the I Am Legend thing. I thought of like 12 Monkeys.
Oh,
And,
okay. Yeah.
for about a page.
Bruce.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
guess,
they're
man.
out there on the surface where as of that one page, like I don't know why you're not supposed to be on the surface, and it's because of that. But the sun solidified. Yeah, I'll definitely read more. I think that'd be really cool. It's a great story.
This is like my favorite of the ones we read.
Yeah.
Like of all of them.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like Apocalypse, which is getting played out, and it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We had to have enough apocalypse shit from. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is cool.
For so many years, we didn't have enough of it, but now we
got tons.
Now we got plenty.
I-
I don't want to say more than enough.
agree
I'll
with
say
Jack.
it's plenty.
Tons
It's
of
almost
YA
like
out
a
there.
bunch of stuff that like I always thought was cool is just happening now. Like it's all happening at the same time. I'm like, what a world to live in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like all comic book movies and post-apocalyptic
Self-driving
shit.
Uber cars.
And like there's a show that's basically like an 80s love letter on Netflix. Like everything's great right
If there's if rather than say like, oh, it's too much, like apocalypse stuff is too played out, just like cast aside all the bullshit stuff and pick the best ones and watch that, or listen to that, or read that,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
There's also a Christian Mingle movie with Lacey Chabert, and that makes me sad.
wait. What? It's called
There is a
Christian Mingle.
movie on Netflix called Christian
Get
Mingle.
the fuck out of here.
Lacey Chabert.
Holy shit.
And that makes me sad.
Is it like tongue in cheek? Is it funny?
No.
It's
Oh, it's
Well,
like
fuck-
a Hallmark movie.
fuck
It's a
those
Hallmark
people.
Lifetime
it's like a
movie.
Lifetime movie. Oh my god.
That being said,
I don't want to watch it.
Nope,
Dude,
nope.
Really
no.
drunk.
You can't even watch it ironically.
Wow.
Trust me, I tried it in the hospital while I unloaded.
Oh, okay. Okay, if Delaw's not getting you through it, then I don't know what yet.
Exactly. Don't try. Eclipse was my favorite book of the week.
Do it.
And
Really?
I loved it. Yeah.
Wow.
I really
It was
Yes,
good.
it was up
It
there.
was very
Yeah.
good.
I really like it. And that being said, in terms of the ones that I didn't bring to the table, this is the one that I'm most excited to see what happens next.
Okay.
Me too. I am very excited to see who that fucking glowing dude is.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's happening. Dan?
Yeah, I'll definitely read the next Eclipse. I agree. That is definitely my favorite of out of all the books we read for this episode and the next one. But Glitterbomb, I just feel like, it was right here. They were picking up what I was putting down.
Read those 3 pages, man.
Yeah. Eclipse was very topical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. God damn, it was a hot summer.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And some of these books I also appreciate, like kind of this like social commentary on. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I won't go any detail because we're about done. But like, if you just look under the surface to like what they're really talking about, just like kind of.
That's a cool thing about like more publishers.
That's the best thing.
You get a lot of cool social commentary.
Yeah, like with the major publishers, we don't get a lot of that stuff. But like with Image and Dark Horse and all that kind of shit, you get like this weird social commentary. If you think a little bit deeper about it, they're actually talking about something else. And it's just
Ghost.
like interest. Tokyo Ghost.
Tokyo Ghost.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
Like
I've got so many
Fuck, we're about to
international
extend
friends
this.
into Tokyo Ghost.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's enough. We're done.
Yeah.
We're fucking
Okay, we're
done.
done.
All right.
goddamn,
so,
was that a good
so
series?
yeah, like, once again, okay. So thanks for listening. We are Grown Up Human Comic People. You can find us Instagram, Twitter, Grown Up Humans, on YouTube, iTunes, Player FM, Tumblr, and Facebook at Grown Up Human Comic People. Go to grownuphumans.com. Check out the website. Come down at 1931 East Carson Street.
yes, sir.
1931 East Carson Street.
Shot of us.
Check out Drinking Partners Day. Give us the information.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
thanks,
don't
Dave.
think I explained to people. I'm a comedian, and my partner's a comedian, and we like craft beer, so we drink a lot of craft beer, and we get shit faced and talk to interesting people around the city.
Yeah,
that's our podcast.
And I drink the ones that you leave in Buzzy Spring.
Yeah, I know. I like every day. Like I'll see you guys like working down there, and I'm like, hey, come in. I remember when I first saw you, I was like, hey, that's okay. We've got beer. Like,
By the way, Work Hard Pittsburgh is the best place. We
shout out to
love
Work
it.
Hard, man. Like my career took off once I got hooked up with those guys. It's amazing workspace. They're doing a lot of cool shit. Allentown in general. It's coming up the Hilltop Alliance and whatnot. So shout out to those guys. And we're Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, we're on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. We're on IG, Twitter, Facebook at Partnerspod, and we're on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn, and also Google Play under Drinking Partners.
See, that's some pro podcast shit.
Come
Here's
back.
my paper.
Yeah, you really did that well.
I have this paper in front of me. I still have it down, but that was good job. That was good.
He just banged it out. Like,
Yeah, right.
Boom.
We're like,
Thanks, Dave. It was good having you.
Yeah.
thank you for on
Come
Facebook.
back.
I really appreciate this, man. Like I don't do a lot of like guest things or whatever because I'm always like, and this has been an awesome experience because like I don't have to carry it. I can be loose, and like you guys are carrying the whole nine, and like we usually only do maybe 3, maybe 4 people in the room or whatever. But like with this whole setup that you guys got going, and like nobody's like tripping over each other's feet and like talking over each other. Like the flow is really smooth. So you guys got a really good thing going on here, and like not that I'm an
thanks,
expert in
Dave.
anything like that, but like just like
I listen to your podcast. I think I really enjoy yours. So like you saying that, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been a great flow, and you guys have good commentary. You're all very intelligent people. You have a topic that you can talk about forever.
Wow.
So those are really the elements that make a podcast good, in my opinion. So good job with what you're doing, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming
man.
on. Yeah,
Hey.
Come
appreciate
back.
that. Yeah.
I'm a low key nerd. Like I'm like
that's,
really.
that's what we all are.
Yeah, like I grew up reading comic books. I love cartoons, the whole nine, and I try to cover it up a little bit because I wear Vans and skinnies, but so this is like for me, this has been very cathartic, like being able to just kind of like nerd the fuck out with you guys,
Right.
Because there's not too many people that I could talk about that you know more than I do. You know what I mean? Like that's like usually people I got to kind of give a background story, and I hate talking to people that like watch these new movies and they're like, oh, yeah,
it's the ellipsis.
and it's like,
No.
and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, like, let me take you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's nice to get around folks that actually know what the fuck the deal
Well,
is.
listen, in any time, I've been in other shops where they have this thing called a no reading policy. Does not apply here. Like,
Yeah.
come on down, man. You want to like read a book? Like, check it out.
Yeah, that's
Come on
that's
down, man.
that's a warming environment, man. Because people, they will buy us. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
might have once in a while some guy, but like you were saying about humans and whatnot. Like to be honest, like generally, if you have a welcoming environment, people will want to support you or whatever.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I mean, that's what Barnes and Nobles. People come by and they sit around, they read or whatever, and eventually they pick up a book. Like so that's good. You guys are doing a good thing down here, and shout out to entrepreneurship that you guys are going.
Thank you.
Millennials doing the thing.
That's right.
Don't tell Dan that.
All right, good night, everybody. Or good
Yay.
day. Good morning.
Yeah,
Fuck
we'll
off.
see you later.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Play that theme music. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful beat.
People!